international darlings, welcome back to another video in Marybee's channel. And yes, that's me, guys. A lot of new things here, right? My hair, the scenario, my microphone, my inability to make videos that do not infringe copyright in YouTube. And it is because of these copyright issues that I'm trying new formats, as I said before in other videos in this channel. And one of the new formats that I'm trying is this one of this video that is going to be more like a podcast than a video. It's going to be more like a podcast for you to listen. Yeah, of course, we'll listen to podcasts, that's obvious, but for you to listen while you're working or studying or doing your thing, I don't know, you do you. And I have this friend that I invited to this video / podcast. He really likes rock and roll in general, and he never listened to Sgt. Pepper's before. And it was the first time that he listened to it. So I decided to record it and put it in my channel. I don't know if you guys are going to like it, so that's the reason that I ask, please give me feedback. Comment if you like it, if you don't like it, and I'm going to give my international darlings what their international ass want. Okay, that was gross. I'm sorry. It sounded way funnier in my head. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.
Hello, my international darlings, and welcome back
to another video in Marybee's channel.
And yes, that's me. Okay, so we are going to listen today to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And Sgt. Pepper's was, according to Rolling Stone, the magazine, not the band. I think the band would never say something like that. It's the best rock and roll album ever. And I think that's a big deal. So, Hannah, you never listened to Sgt. Pepper's before, right?
That's right.
And
my background with the Beatles is very shallow. I only know the most popular songs like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and stuff.
yeah, those all suck. But anyway, Mateus and Ho, I think that everybody knows that he's my boyfriend and he is here too. Did you have you listened to the Beatles before?
Kinda, you know. Yeah, I listen to the Beatles like just a little. I only knew like the bad songs, you know. Therefore, I wasn't really invested into Beatles. Only memory about Sgt. Pepper's reference was that like Willy Wonka movie when Oompa Loompas are like singing. You know.
Oh, nice. I want to ask you guys, what are your expectations on it? Like, what do you expect from the album? Like, Mateus already listened to it, but Hannah didn't, so I want to hear that from you.
Well, although I really don't know what to expect at all, I've heard about this album from uh, some band members of bands that I like. For instance, Pain of Salvation, the album which we will hear afterwards.
Oh,
The vocalist is very fond of the Beatles, and this album especially, and Revolver also. So I expect to find something like a prog vibe to it. I don't know. I don't know if it will be like that. If it will be more like psychedelic and stuff.
yeah, it's pretty psychedelic. Something happened in the Beatles' history. They used to do a lot of concerts, like performances, and it stopped. I think it was 1966 because they were having a lot of troubles with concerts, like death threats and all those kind of annoying things that used to happen. Like they couldn't even listen themselves playing the songs because the girls are were screaming so loud that they couldn't listen themselves. So they kind of got annoyed with that, and they just have stopped doing live concerts. And Sgt. Pepper's was released in 1967, so it was a year after that. I would say it was controversial. Okay, it was so controversial that they couldn't really agree with it all. Like John and George really wanted to stop doing concerts, but Paul and Ringo were they kind of wanted to make the live concerts, but they understood that they couldn't keep doing that because of all the problems they had. And then it was so controversial, and Paul got really frustrated with that. So Sgt. Pepper's is the creation of another band. It's a band inside another band because they just stopped it having live concerts, and Paul missed that a lot. The concept he made for this album was like, okay, it's like we are going to record a performance. We are going to do a live performance as an album, you know?
So it's like a
So,
concept album.
yes, it's a concept album, and they are another band, like they had this fictional band, and this album is the concert of this fictional band. You
This
understood
is
that?
cool. This is
Yeah,
nice.
it's very nice. And this concept, with this concept, they had a lot of more freedom to create and experiment different songs. So I think it's the introduction for you to listen to it. Okay,
Hmm.
the title track. I want you guys to tell me, what do you think about it?
It's very different already from the start from what I expected from the Beatles. You know, when you think about the Beatles, at least most of the people who know very like superficially, you think about a band that has very poppy rock songs like Hey Jude and stuff, and there is very vocal oriented, whereas this song is very riff oriented. There is kind of a hard rock vibe right at the beginning. I don't know if that is Paul McCartney right at the beginning, but he's kind of screaming, and I didn't really expect for that. And that is really cool. Okay,
This one you already had listened before, right?
right. Uh,
And
Although it's a song that I had listened to before, I never really paid attention to the lyrics. So I did spot here this I get high with a little help from my friends, and it
yeah,
was quite surprising. I think the Beatles is one of those bands like Queen or David Bowie or Rolling Stones, whereas most people get the impression from it from the most commercial songs.
yeah,
Things that play on the radio, on TV, and there is so much depth
yeah,
under that, below
totally,
that, and we
totally.
never get to experience that fully most of the
Yeah.
times.
Do you know who was the Beatles singing it?
I know. Yes, I know. I know who it is. It's Ringo, right?
Yeah, it's Ringo.
Okay.
Okay,
Also,
so
there's one thing right here. If you
what?
listen to Oasis, you can clearly see the riff, like the little part they
Oh, you
stole
had to
from.
put Oasis on it, right?
Yeah, it's because will be like a Beatles video without their people
Their
who stole the riff, right?
inspiration.
No, no, not really. Not at all,
I'm
actually.
joking. Okay, so what did you guys think?
Well, I've heard the song before, but only the chorus. So it was very different from what I've expected. On the beginning, there is this kind of disturbing vocals, like he's whispering over to your ear. Then, as the song progresses, you see kind of some effects changing his voice. So it's very like an acid trip, if I ever had one, I guess. On the overall, the song, I think it is kind of a mix of unsettling and kind of wholesome, cute. It was very
Good it up?
strange, and which is good.
Oh, and you thought it was cute? Like, I can understand
Well,
that.
well,
Why?
the chorus is kind of, you know, it sounds very happy, like, you know.
Oh, okay. Understood your point of view. Yeah, we could say that. And it's funny that you say it's cute because John says the inspiration, he was the one singing the song, and he was the one who wrote the lyrics of the song. And he said that the inspiration was a drawing from his son, Julian. He drew his friend, his classmate, whose name is Lucy, on in the sky with diamonds, and he thought it was really cute and made a song about this drawing.
So I kind of nailed it, I
Yeah,
think.
you kind of did.
Well, it's here is kind of another song what I think there is kind of mixed feelings about the theme, you know. Superficially, it looks very happy, very cute, but there is underneath like a layer of darkness, you know.
It's getting better, right?
It couldn't
Oh,
get worse.
but seriously, I think it's about a guy who started to do drugs and he gets like he changes his behavior. I guess that's why it's getting better, right? Yep. Damn.
I think I don't know, but I saw the song as a kind of a metaphor for a trauma or for something stressful, you know, like when he speaks about cracks in the wall, cracks on the ceiling, and feeling that crack, you know. Um, I kind of get the vibe of someone who is leaving behind things that weight him down, things that stress him down. And meanwhile, I get this kind of a psychedelic vibe, like he's using weed or LSD, you know, so he can relax, so he can, you know, trip. So this is the vibe I get from it.
What was the time when the Beatles like they drill? There was like the trepanation thing. When was it?
They never did it, but it
Oh,
was
thanks.
on what it was way later than that. Like it was almost in the 80s.
Oh, I see. It's because of fixing a hole. Like I like to think about like was the
A
hole
whole
in their heads, you know?
yeah.
At first, I thought that she in the song was kind of a metaphor for something like happiness, something like fulfillment, like something in life that we neglect when we chase money, we chase careers. But as the song progresses, I kind of saw it like a picture of someone who has everything but fun, someone who has everything but happiness, true happiness. So it's kind of a let's throw it out and chase what we really want. That was really, really unexpected. Well, so far on the album, although there is this kind of trippy vibe to it, and so far I didn't see anything so trippy overboard, you know. Like this song is it blows out, it blows up, you know, in a way I really didn't foresee. It has a really kind of theatrical vibe.
Did the Beatles do this song? Like, wow, it's so different from the rest of the album. Everything like so different. The harmony, the kind of percussion they have, the kind of you know Uh, it's moody, you know. There's song everywhere. Even if you don't want to, even if you want to ignore, you cannot escape it. It's everywhere in this song.
Could you tell me what instruments were in this song? Like, what instruments you listened to?
I don't have any idea, but I think there is something like an Indian instrument, from the Eastern. I pulled up the lyrics, and there is this fragment, there's this snippet which says, "And the people who try to hide themselves behind a wall of illusion never glimpse the truth. Then it's far too late when they pass away." And I get a vibe from it that is like something that we live right now in our country, with all the fake news and stuff. Uh, People who can perceive the truth or think that the truth is absolute, and when for matter of fact, truth does not exist. It's something, you know, we share something that each and every one of us has its different view, which gets together to make a whole.
This song, do you know who sang it? Could you like?
I have no idea.
Okay, so we already listened to Ringo singing. We already listened to John Lennon and Paul McCartney singing, and we now listening to George Harrison singing. His song is his, and he wrote that and he conceptualized that, and the Indian instrument you heard is the sitar.
This one is very theatrical as well. I can totally picture it on an old movie, like like movies from the 50s.
I thought the song was really cute, you know.
I said that this song is more straightforward than the previous ones, and it was more close to. It was closer somewhat to things that I've heard from the Beatles in the past.
Oh, okay, nice. And why do you think that? It's close to what? To like Hey Jude? Would you say that?
Not especially Hey Jude, but I've heard some random songs through the years, like what was the name of the song? All My Loving,
Oh, nice.
that kind of romantic songs.
The lyrics are great, but all I think is this guy took a stretch way too far just not to get a parking ticket, you know?
So,
Hey,
so good morning, good morning. Did the chicken scare you guys in the beginning of the song?
yes, I
Just a
thought the
little
chicken was
bit.
there.
Yeah. And so, what did you guys think? I know this song is very controversial. I like it a lot, but I understand if you don't.
I dig the guitar solos, which were very neat. I like the lyrics, but overall, it's just okay.
The song is really chaotic. I felt this, you know? Like the animals and the noise and like the ringing and everything like going at once and you know, it's really, really chaotic.
That was intense.
The song still keeps going, you know, like before the ending.
I remember something similar in a concept album that I liked. It's, it's a band named Camelot, and which has two concept albums which follows one another. One is Epica, and the other is Black Halo, and it tells the story of Faust, the doctor, the scientist, and Mephistopheles, the devil. So there's this progression, the story, tackling the story of the book, and the last song shows that the entirety of the story was actually a play, a theater play, and so I get a similar vibe for these two last songs, like the penultimate song was the closing of a show, the closing of a concert, and the last song is like we return to our everyday normal lives, and and it's something is very wrong with everyday normal lives, like you get this anxiety from it.
The song builds a I mean, this song really, it's something different because it keeps building attention and it's not there yet, and starts building again, it's not yet, and you never know what to expect, you know.
I want to hear, especially from Hannah, if your opinion about the Beatles changed before you listened, after listening to this album.
Yes, definitely. You know, before hearing this album, I had this opinion on the Beatles that it was just okay, that it was something that was important, but how should I put it without sounding like a douche bag, but something whose importance was pretty much historical, something
Yeah,
that depended so much on the
you
context.
meant overrated.
Yes, you know, but overrated, but something that depends so much on the context. Like,
Yeah,
oh, they were rock precursors, and so that is the importance. But after hearing this album, I get a different impression from that. I get the impression that, like I said before, it's a band with several layers, and although everyone in the world knows the Beatles, most of these people don't really know the Beatles. You know,
yeah.
like me, for instance. Um, and the true layer, the true genius of the band is it's buried beneath their most successful hits. And there is there's something that I usually say about bands in general. That is that I don't really like much of the single songs.
Yeah,
Single songs are songs that are the most
you like
well-known
the B
songs from the
sides, right?
bands. What?
You are more drawn to the B sides, right?
Yes. The single songs are catchy. There are sounds like anthems, and are really recognizable. But much of the time they are very commercial, And
Yeah,
I and
completely
something that I
understand.
can appreciate, but it's not quite my vibe.
No,
And this album, it's like a whole B-side,
yeah,
So it's
I know
very
that.
like non-commercial. I can imagine that at the time of the release of the album, it was quite a I don't know how I say that in English, man, but it was tipo um tiro no pé,
Okay, yeah,
like a backfire,
yeah.
something the fan base is not
Wasn't prepared.
expecting.
Yeah,
Yes, and I really appreciate this kind of backfires because at the time it does really backfire, but on the long run, most of the times this kind of works are the ones that sticks the most.
if you have listened to this album without knowing that it's from 1967, what year would you guess that this album were released?
I would think that it was something like 70s or early 80s, but somewhere close to David Bowie's,
Yeah, yeah, it's really close to this style. What about you, Dave?
pretty much the same thing, you know. I it's really it's really something that reminds me of the music from the 70s, the 80s, like the whole psychedelia, and
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to see the Beatles did it like first, you know.
The only thing that I had to say is that I'm really looking forward to listening to other albums from now on, especially Revolver.
So I think that's pretty much it. I want. Do you guys want to say something, like to follow you on your social media or anything like that?
Well, you can get a glimpse on my questionable quality drawings, on Full Metal Orpheus on Instagram, and
Oh,
that's
don't
that.
say that. Don't say that. You're an awesome artist. Go check the go check their drawings. And honey, do you want to say something?
Yeah, follow him on Instagram. He's really cool.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for listening to it and for participating in this video. And for you guys who are watching this, my social media is on the screen now. Follow me there. Let's be friends. Their social media is also on the screen right now. Let down in the comments if you like this kind of video, because I would really like a feedback on this type of video. It's the first time that I do it. So I would really like to know if you guys enjoy it. If you do, like this video, send it to a friend you think it might like too. And you if you are watching until now, comment Sergeant Pepper's Rose. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye.